Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Modi urges opposition not to disrupt proceedings as winter session of Parliament begins. The Lok Sabha passes the Manipur Goods and Services Tax Bill 2025. Two other bills introduced. And the Hornbill Festival begins with the UK, Ireland, France, Austria, Malta and Switzerland as country partners. Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged the opposition to focus on delivering a productive Parliament session. The Prime Minister was addressing journalists ahead of commencement of the winter session of the 18th Lok Sabha at Parliament House. He called on the opposition to raise relevant and strong issues.
कोई भी दल हो, हमें किसी को भी हमारी ये नई पीढ़ी के आ रहे नौजवान सांसद, पहली बार आए हुए सांसद, उनको अवसर देना चाहिए। उनके अनुभवों का हमें सदन को लाभ मिलना चाहिए। इस नई पीढ़ी के अनुभव सदन के माध्यम से राष्ट्र को भी लाभान्वित करेंगे और इसलिए मेरा आग्रह रहेगा कि हम इन चीजों को गंभीरता से लें। ड्रामा करने के लिए जगह बहुत होती है, जिसको करना है करते रहें। यहां ड्रामा नहीं, डिलीवरी होनी चाहिए। नारे के लिए भी जितने नारे बुलवाने हैं, वो पूरा देश खाली पड़ा है। जहां पराजित होकर के आए वहां बोल चुके हो, जहां अभी पराजय के लिए जाने वाले हो वहां भी बोल दीजिए, लेकिन यहां तो नारे नहीं, नीति पर बल देना चाहिए।
Proceedings of both houses of Parliament have been adjourned till 11 a.m. on 2nd December. Before the adjournment, the Lok Sabha passed the Manipur Goods and Services Tax Second Amendment Bill 2025 after Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman moved the bill for consideration and passing. The bill amends the Manipur Goods and Services Tax Act of 2017. Minister Sitharaman also introduced two other bills in the lower house of Parliament to levy excise duty on tobacco and tobacco products and a new cess on manufacturing of pan masala, which will replace the GST compensation cess on such goods. The Central Excise Amendment Bill 2025 will replace the GST compensation cess, which is currently levied on all tobacco products. The Health Security National Security Cess Bill 2025 will augment resources for meeting the expenditure on national security and public health and levy a cess for the set purpose on the machines installed or other processes undertaken. President Draupadi Murmu chaired the convocation ceremony of Footwear Design and Development Institute in New Delhi on Monday. President Murmu praised the institute for its contribution to training young minds to become entrepreneurs. She said that students' contribution will expand exports, drive economic development and promote self-reliance.
एक इंस्टीट्यूशन है, लेकिन उसका 12 कैंपस है। इस कैंपस को आज बच्चे 500 बच्चे हैं। ये बच्चे जो अपना फुटवेयर स्टार्टअप खोलेंगे ऑल ओवर इंडिया में, और ये एक्सपोर्ट और भी ज़्यादा होगा और आर्थिक विकास के साथ साथ आत्मनिर्भरता भी, लोगों का रोजगार भी बढ़ेगा।
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar stressed on strengthening biosecurity for the Global South as the 50th Biological Weapons Convention Anniversary Conference began in New Delhi. The minister said that India emphasizes on the need for the Global South to shape the convention's direction and underscores its commitment to health and bioscience sectors.
The Global South is the most vulnerable and has the most to gain from stronger biosecurity. It also has the most to contribute. Its voice must therefore shape the next 50 years of the BWC. India recognizes this responsibility. India remains committed to full and effective implementation of the BWC. Over the last 2 decades, we have built strong capacities across public health, pharmaceuticals, vaccines, and biosciences. India is known for a reason as the pharmacy of the world.
The minister said that India has built robust biosecurity resilience with strong research institutions, advanced biosafety facilities, and a private sector capable of scaling, innovating, and reaching global markets.
India makes 60% of the world's vaccine. India supplies over 20% of global generic medicines, with 60% of Africa's generics coming from India. India is home to nearly 11,000 biotech startups, up from just 50 in 2014. Now, it is the 3rd largest biotech startup ecosystem worldwide. Our health care investment has grown sharply with major progress in digital health. Our research network, ICMR, the DBT labs, the advanced BSL-3 and BSL-4 facilities, they can detect and respond to a wide range of biological threats. India's strong private sector has amplified this resilience. It has demonstrated an ability to scale production, to innovate under pressure, and managed a global outreach.
Thailand's Foreign Minister Sihasak Phuangketkeow is in India on his first official 4-day visit. He will meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at Hyderabad House for talks. The Ministry of External Affairs says the visit is an opportune occasion to strengthen the strategic partnership and enduring civilizational ties. In April, Prime Minister Modi was in Bangkok, Thailand to attend the 6th BIMSTEC summit when both sides agreed to elevate their bilateral ties to a strategic partnership. As India marks the legacy of its first line of defense, the Border Security Force stands as a symbol of courage, discipline, and unwavering duty. From guarding harsh terrains to stopping infiltration, the BSF personnel shield the nation from all threats.
Stillness of the night along the silent border lines. The cold wind drifts across barren dunes. Faint footsteps echo over frozen ground. And somewhere in the distance, a lone post glimmers with a flickering light. Amidst all this, someone stays awake. Someone who carries the weight of the nation's security on their shoulders. This is the Border Security Force, India's first line of defense. In 1965, India realized a harsh truth that border security could not be left solely to the state police. The nation needed a centralized, unified, trained and empowered border protection force. And this very need gave birth to the BSF on 1st December 1965. The first Director General of BSF was KF Rustamji. What began with just 25 battalions has today in 2025 grown into a formidable force of 193 battalions and nearly 2.76 lakh personnel. Whether it is the India-Pakistan border or the India-Bangladesh border, it is the BSF's eyes, BSF's vigilance and BSF's unwavering trust that safeguard these frontiers. It is the BSF that prevents infiltration and smuggling. It dismantles networks of counterfeit, currency and narcotics. It instills confidence and security in border villages. and it plays a crucial role in anti-Naxal operations, internal security, and maintaining law and order within the country. 1,992 BSF personnel have laid down their lives in service of the nation. So far, BSF personnel have been honored with 1,330 gallantry and service medals, including 1 Mahavir Chakra, 6 Kirti Chakras, 13 Veer Chakras, 13 Shaurya Chakras, 56 Sena medals, and 1,241 police or service medals. This year, the BSF not only stopped infiltration across borders, but also acted swiftly against smuggling, terrorism, and Naxal activities. During Operation Sindoor, 16 BSF personnel were officially recognized for their exceptional bravery with gallantry medals. The Government of India has resolved to transform the BSF into one of the world's most advanced border security forces within the next 5 years. Modern smart fencing, integrated monitoring systems, cutting-edge surveillance technology, drone patrols, and enhanced coastal and water border security have now become integral to the BSF's operations. The National Academy of Coastal Policing in Okha, Gujarat, stands as a testament to this modernization. The BSF motto, "Duty unto death," is not just a slogan. It is a pledge, a commitment carried in the blood of every Jawan who stands guard at our borders. From its beginnings in 1965 to the India of 2025, the BSF has proved that our borders are not just lines on a map, they are emotions, and ensuring that no harm ever touches those emotions. That is the BSF's greatest responsibility.
And Prime Minister Modi greeted the BSF personnel on Raising Day. He said, and I quote, "On BSF Raising Day, my greetings to all their personnel. BSF symbolizes India's unwavering resolve and utmost professionalism. Their sense of duty is exemplary. They serve in some of the most challenging terrains. Alongside their valor, their humanitarian spirit is also exceptional. My best wishes to the force in their pursuit of serving and protecting our nation." Unquote. The 10th edition of the India-Indonesia Joint Special Forces exercise, codenamed Garuda Shakti, will be conducted at the Special Forces Training School at Buklaw in Himachal Pradesh from 3rd to 12th December. The exercise aims to enhance integration and mutual understanding between India and Indonesia through Special Forces specific operations. The operations include counter-terrorism drills, combat shooting, drone and counter-unmanned aerial system employment. They aim to empower armies with surgical strike planning in semi-mountainous terrain, further strengthening the robust defense partnership between the two nations. A special Ganga Aarti was held in Varanasi ahead of the Kashi Tamil Sangamam 4.0 to highlight the deep cultural connection between Kashi and Tamil traditions. Devotees from the southern part of India delved into the spiritual experience on the banks of the Ganga. They also participated in a cleanliness drive at Kedar Ghat alongside Namami Gange volunteers, reinforcing the message of faith and responsibility. Every winter, the northeastern hills of India come alive with one of the country's most colorful and culturally rich festivals, the Hornbill Festival. The event begins today at Kisama Heritage Village, about 12 kilometers from Kohima. The 2025 edition again promises a vibrant showcase of Naga culture. This year marks the 26th edition of the Hornbill Festival, being held from 1st December to 10th December at Kisama. The festival is organized by the State Tourism and the Art and Culture Departments. It's named after the state's cherished bird, the hornbill. 6 nations, the UK, France, Austria, Switzerland, Malta and Ireland, are partner countries for 2025, with Arunachal Pradesh as partner state. It is known as India's largest music festival. This year's edition promises to be as vibrant and engaging as every year, providing a rare window into the lives of Nagaland's tribes through dance, music, crafts and traditional local cuisine. Still to come on DD India Live. US-Venezuela tensions escalate dramatically. India intensifies rescue and relief operations as part of Operation Sagar Bandhu in cyclone-hit Sri Lanka. And Max Verstappen wins Formula One Qatar Grand Prix.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Tensions between the US and Venezuela have escalated dramatically, marked by a major American military buildup in the Caribbean, a confirmed phone call between Presidents Trump and Maduro, and President Trump's declaration that Venezuelan airspace should be considered closed.
US President Donald Trump has been ramping up pressure on the government of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro recently, with a series of strong comments and warning of possible military operations. Trump confirmed he recently spoke with Maduro on phone. He described the call as neither good nor bad, declining to elaborate on details.
We consider Venezuela to be not a very friendly country. They sent millions of people, really, and probably a number in excess of that. And a lot of those people shouldn't be in our country, from jails, from gangs, from drug dealers, from all of the people that came into our country shouldn't have been in our country, causing a lot of problems.
Does your warning
and drugs.
Does your warning mean that an airstrike is imminent, or should we not read it that way?
Don't read anything into it.
The New York Times reported that you had a phone call with Maduro. Did you?
I don't want to comment on it. The answer is yes.
And can you tell us a little bit
No,
about
I can't do that.
Mr.
Would you
President,
say it went well?
I wouldn't say it went well or badly. It was a phone call.
On November 29th, Trump declared the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela should be considered closed in its entirety. The move prompted several airlines to cancel flights and was condemned by Venezuela as a colonialist threat. Maduro and senior members of his administration have not commented on the call. Caracas also announced to form a special commission to investigate strikes on suspected drug trafficking boats off the Venezuelan coast and in the Eastern Pacific Ocean. The US has conducted multiple airstrikes on suspected drug trafficking vessels in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific since September, killing dozens of people. Trump stated in late November that efforts to stop drug trafficking by land would begin very soon, raising fears of a potential US incursion into Venezuela. With Bureau Inputs, Anamika Pandey's report for DD India.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky met France's President Emmanuel Macron in Paris on Monday. The two leaders discussed the conditions of a just and durable peace following talks in Geneva and the US peace plan. President Zelensky's visit to France comes a day after talks between US and Ukrainian delegations in Florida and ahead of a meeting between US envoy Steve Witkoff and Russia's President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Meanwhile, the Kremlin said on Monday that a Ukrainian attack on the Caspian pipeline consortium infrastructure was outrageous given its international significance and international participation. The project, which includes Russian, Kazakh and US shareholders, said on Saturday that one of the three mooring points at its Novorossiysk terminal in Russia had been damaged by a Ukrainian drone attack and that its operations have been halted. In a call with journalists, the Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov called the Ukrainian attack outrageous He slammed Ukrainian sea drone attacks on oil tankers in the Black Sea. Peskov also said that Russian President Vladimir Putin is due to meet US envoy Steve Witkoff in Moscow on Tuesday.
Атаки украинских дронов на объекты критической инфраструктуры это
The practice of Ukrainian drone attacks on critical infrastructure continues. Our relevant agencies are providing security and necessary measures are being taken. However, it sometimes happens that, for one reason or another, critical infrastructure facilities are damaged. This particular attack is outrageous, given its international significance and the involvement of international partners.
В данном случае, конечно, это вопиющий случай, потому что
Ukraine's defense minister attended a meeting in Brussels on Monday. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said that it could be a pivotal week for diplomacy on Ukraine as she arrived for the EU defense ministers' meeting.
It is clear that Russia does not want peace, and therefore we need to make Ukraine as stronger as possible in order to them to be ready to stand up for themselves in this very, very difficult time. It could be a pivotal week for diplomacy.
Israel's defense ministry, in collaboration with Tel Aviv University, organized a Defense Tech Week showcasing upcoming and existing state-of-the-art defense equipment and technologies. It has attracted startups, military industry leaders, students and defense enthusiasts from around the world. Akshay Dongre reports from Tel Aviv.
So right now we are in Tel Aviv, Israel, and the place where we are at is at the Tel Aviv University, which is also hosting the Defense Tech Week 2025. Now, it's like a conference that has been held for the defense industry of Israel, which is in fact one of the highest and most sophisticated defense industries in the world. Standing here, there are startups, there are legacy companies here like the Rafael system, which is displaying all of its state-of-the-art technology. For example, this is an iron beam. It looks like a Hollywood style of a weapon, sci-fi fiction coming true on the battlefield. And the good news is that the system that is capable of killing targets up to 10 kilometers will be integrated into the world-renowned Iron Dome system of Israel. The IAI is also a major firm here that is mostly into the unmanned aerial vehicles, but there is a range of other missiles and weapon defense systems that have been developed by the IAI. It has also worked with the Indian defense system. For example, when it comes to Heron Mark II UAVs that are being used by the Indian Army, the Indian Air Force and the Indian Navy now as well. So it has been one of the most state-of-the-art UAV system in the world. Elbit system also is here. It talks about how the military defense ecosystem works here in Israel, how it is one of the most efficient systems, despite the smaller size of Israel, despite the smaller population of the country. When it comes to defense system, Israel has been perhaps one country that has thwarted off all the threats in its neighborhood with most of indigenous systems that the country has developed. A big lesson for India, something that can be learned. And in fact, it's not just the people who are into the defense industry that have come here. There are students from university, there are startups, there are foreign delegates that are gathered to understand and to implement, collaborate with the Israeli defense industry. And as far as the conference is concerned, it's quite lively and it's going to go on for a week and can see a lot of collaboration with foreign partners, including India as well, in these kind of different systems that can be quite effective and can be collaborated to further initiatives like Make in India as well. In Tel Aviv, Israel, Akshay Dongre for DD India.
A fire at Hong Kong's Wang Fuk Court has become the city's deadliest in decades, with death toll rising to 151 and more than 40 missing. Police teams are still searching the burned towers, finding bodies in stairwells, corridors and on rooftops. Officers say that some victims may never be found because many bodies were burnt to ashes. 4 of the 7 blocks have been checked so far, but the rest are badly damaged and may take weeks to inspect. Officials now confirm that a green construction mesh used during renovations did not meet fire safety standards. It was fixed in hidden areas, making it difficult for inspectors to detect, because of which flames moved quickly through the towers. The estate had over 4,000 residents, many now living in temporary shelters. Meanwhile, Hong Kong continues to search, recover and wait for answers.
Our estimated time for the whole search operation is 3 to 4 weeks. But right now it's quite optimistic. You can see that yesterday we finished the search operation on 2 buildings, and today we also finished 2 buildings, and there are only 3 more buildings to be searched, to be completed. But those remaining are the difficult ones. So I have to be very prudent, and I will not shorten our estimated time for the time being. It is still 3 to 4 weeks.
India has intensified rescue efforts under Operation Sagar Bandhu, deploying helicopters and disaster response force teams across the hardest hit regions of Sri Lanka. Under Operation Sagar Bandhu, the NDRF teams carried out multiple evacuations in Puttalam, Sri Lanka, rescuing stranded people, including infants, children and women. The NDRF personnel also carried out rescue operations in Kochikade, Puttalam and Badula areas of Sri Lanka. To sports news now, Napoli joined AC Milan at the top of Serie A on Sunday after winning 1-0 at title rivals Roma. David Neres stroked home the only goal of a feisty game in the 36th minute at the Stadio Olimpico. Napoli are behind Milan on goal difference and just 1 point ahead of both Roma and Inter Milan in a tight Scudetto battle in which Antonio Conte's team will host Juventus in a week's time. And before we close, Rio de Janeiro kicked off the Christmas season on Sunday by lighting an 80-meter Christmas tree on Botafogo Beach. The tree, with 2.3 million LED lights, dazzled thousands of spectators with colorful patterns, a light show and an aquatic performance, marking the official start of the holiday season. And with that, it's a wrap on this bulletin, but the news continues here on DD India.